Hey guys, welcome back to another Backpage Gaming video. Today we're looking at Anthony Martial. You're joining me, Robbie. We've got Sam here.
Hello.
And we've got Jack as well.
Hey up.
So as I said, we're looking at Anthony Martial. Before we get into that, just want to say we're 5 away from 100 subscribers. So we'd greatly appreciate if you could subscribe, like the video, and there'll be plenty more videos coming your way. So without further ado, Sam, take us away.
So Robbie and I have both used him. He was 90k when I bought him. I think he's sitting at about 80 at the minute. I know Jack, as a Man United fan, will want him to be a king again, so let's get into the review.
So it's been a couple of years since he's been a really meta choice. To think back to FIFA 17 when he was probably one of the best, if not the best attacker throughout a lot of the game. What do you two think? Do you think he's back? Do you think he's can force his way back into the meta? Or what's your opinion?
I would say so, yeah. I think he's back and better, if I'm honest with you.
Ooh.
I think in previous years he's sort of been the cheap OP one.
Yeah.
Where now he is actually like a contender to be up there with like the top strikers, in my opinion.
There's like a quality to his game, maybe.
Yeah. Before it was like he was overpowered and you were playing against him and he was like 82 rated and he was shagging you and you were like, what the hell is going on? But now I think he has the stats to back it up and it's sort of acceptable a bit more. You just got to lay there and take it.
Oh.
He's
got better with age then, has he?
Yeah, he's like a fine wine.
Fine wine. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, yeah. I think you can't really
Robin
argue
is
with
cliches.
it. Yeah, I love a good cliche. Yeah. What do you think, Sam?
I think he's definitely back as in terms of he's usable, he's meta, he's very good. I think, like, do you know, if you consider like the price range of like 80-90k, with considering how many coins are available in the game early on this year,
yeah,
I think he's like worth the coins and it matches that value.
Yeah, definitely.
If that makes sense. So like he's not as good as your cards that you're gonna pay 300-400k plus for.
No.
But he's clearly a lot better than the cards you're paying 10-15k for. So he sits at
He's found his place
the
in the
right
game.
price.
Yeah, I'd agree.
He sits at the right price.
So moving on from that, what do you think your favourite things were, Robbie, about the card? That is.
So first of all, I started playing him off in like a cam at 4-2-3-1 because I had Aubameyang with him, and I did not like him at cam. I'll say that. So I changed to a 4-4-2, started playing him both at striker, and that's when he really came to his own. Just very fast alongside Aubameyang. Those two up front cause absolute mayhem. His finishing, pairing that with like good attacking positioning, meant that like he was always in the right place at the right time. You'll see in the clips quite a lot of goals at the tap-ins, which I'm not mad about because he found himself there to score. Like every goal counts. It's not going to make a difference to me whether it's a bloody screamer or not. Another thing as well, you know, I've said if you've in previous videos you've seen him, he's got the traits. He's got outside foot shot, finesse shot. It's what you want from a striker. I didn't really use his finesse shot as much as players like Dybala. I tend to just spank it more with him. He's quite good at that. And another thing I'd say is very easy to link. Being French, which is probably the best nation in the game, and Premier League as well, it's just curtains for linking. It's just brilliant. What do you think, Sam?
So I think you've covered a lot of them. I'd add in that I think for a card like an attacker, and he's stronger than his stat is. Like he feels quite strong on the ball, and like especially, do you know when you're in around the edge of the box and someone tries to tackle you?
Yeah,
he's got the sticky.
Yeah,
the sticky.
Like not to the level of some of the cards at the end of last year, but every now and then there is a tackle that he just BS's his way through that you just shouldn't, and you're just like, thank you, I'll take that goal, because then he just bashes it top bins with absolute zippertron.
Yeah, he's definitely got the bullshit trait.
Yeah, and then that sort of leading on to his shooting, the cross goal shot this year is like a really meta choice anyway. But his, probably because of the outside foot shot trait, is just, for me, every time I hit that cross goal shot, it went in. Like, just like to the point, every time I hit B with it, I was like, that's a goal.
Yeah.
Didn't even watch it go in, like already doing the walk off.
Yeah.
So,
would you say that's the most important shot this year, Sam? The cross goal keeper? Or the cross keeper shot, sorry.
I don't know if I'd go as far to say as it's the most important. I think it's probably like the most common.
Yeah.
Like of opportunities that you create.
Which side did you play him on? You know when you played him on the wing, which side was it, sorry?
On the right, so he was running.
So he was doing a lot of those shots then for you, I suppose.
Yeah. And But it's like I think shot selection's key this year. Like, so whatever
situation you're in,
yeah, you've got to choose the right shot. It's not just always across goal. It's not just always near post. Sometimes you can chip. Sometimes you can low driven. I think that's a really good thing about the game. And I'd say he's got the ability to hit all of them, but I just noticed that particular shot was probably the sweetest connection with him. So
I think for me, it's one of the most important shots because when you're running at speed, say in a 4-4-2, you've done like a 1-2 with your other striker, you're running at speed at the keeper, and then it's across him. That seems to be a situation I get myself into a lot.
Yeah.
I suppose it's just the passage of play that you have with a 4-4-2, and it's always important to have players that suit your formation in that type of way that you don't always think of. Normally, you sometimes just look at stats, you don't actually think of how they play in game to suit the formation.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we go to the bad parts of the card. Which was your least favourite thing, Robbie, about Martial?
When I played him cam, as I've already said, I didn't like him there. So I'd say like his long passing, that's the main thing that let me down playing him at cam. I thought he'd be okay, but 63 long passing obviously isn't going to
pretty crap,
do wonders,
really.
no. But
yeah.
I thought he might be alright there, but it did sort of let me down. So I'd say that, probably, and then maybe his 3-star weak foot as well isn't the best. Like, I played him on the right striker in a 4-4-2. So pretty much every goal is like a right foot across the keeper. Like his left foot finesse is not the one.
How about you, Sam?
Yeah.
Just to hit on Robbie's 3-star weak foot point.
Hit on Robbie?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'll hit on Robbie. His passing actually with his left foot, I did notice.
A bit wayward.
Was a letdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, like absolutely fine on his right foot, but because I only really did sort of crosses across the box or small short passing.
Yeah.
But if you did try and do a through ball on his left foot, guaranteed it's going like not where you want it.
Yeah.
And even if it did go to your guy, it'd be one of them through balls that we all know where it goes too wide and it kills the attack.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But for me, one of my main negatives, which goes against one of Robbie's positives, is top speed, man. I thought his acceleration was brilliant. So, like, do you know the initial dart?
Yeah.
Was brilliant. So, like, he'd get away from somebody. But I found he got caught a lot more than other players that I've used.
He's actually got higher sprint speed than acceleration.
Well, it's just what I
Chem Star did you
experienced in my. I would think.
Some probably use a pissing engine on them.
I use the Hunter.
And his biggest negative, for me, is that he's not as good as Hazard, and Hazard's cheaper.
Fair enough.
You could argue that's like league and links and stuff, though.
Yeah.
No, I prefer Hazard in game. Like when I've used Hazard up top and wide, I just prefer the runs he makes for me. I just preferred how he felt on the ball.
Yeah, but if you need a Frenchman from the Prem, Hazard's not going to do the job.
Yeah, obviously, I'm not use Hazard for a Frenchman from
I know, but this is what I mean. That's why he's cheaper, because his links are pretty awful.
Yeah. Another thing I want to touch on real quick. I don't know if you guys have used it, but the low driven is actually really good this year.
Martial's I've not actually used it all that much, to be honest.
It's quite nice.
I know you said it the other day. It's something that I've been meaning to.
Where is it? The LB?
Nice.
Is it LB?
LB, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. So moving into the end card, I picked out a 7.5 out of 10. Would you agree with that, Sam? That's the rating I've given him.
Yeah, I'd probably give him a 7.
Yeah. I gave him 7.5. I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
Value for coins, I've gone for 9. He's only 80k now. I think that's pretty cheap for a striker like Martial.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Best chem
really
style, I'd say Hunter. Gives him that extra pace, which we're never going to sniff out here, really.
No.
Give him that extra finishing as well.
It's becoming a bit of a running theme, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Just Hunter on everyone.
Yeah.
Good question then, boys, on that one.
Yeah.
Then, do you know is it Catalyst with the lightning strike that's pace and passing?
Yeah.
Do you think his passing's close enough to being okay to use that, or is it?
Depends where you're playing him. If you're playing him striker, I'd just fucking put Hunter on him. But
maybe outside cam, you might think about Catalyst, but even then, though, they normally don't do difficult passes, do they? So you think, why bother? Really?
Yeah, it's personal preference. I suppose you could try him with a Catalyst, see if it's any better, but.
Just toss up.
Yeah, for best links, we've gone for Musa Sissoko, who I used this past weekend league, and he is an absolute god amongst men. For a 79 rated, he is unbelievable. Rashford, who we've done a review on, who we really liked at strike, and then Saint Maximan, who is, I think we've all used him at.
It's a great card.
Lamb.
Really
very good card. Yeah. Skill moves 4-star, which is good, obviously, and then 3-star weak foot, which is pretty disappointing. Work rate's medium. I didn't really notice it.
Not a bit lazy?
No, I think this year you can negate it with his instructions on anyone, really.
Spam LB to send him as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then best position, we've gone for striker. Or if maybe you could play him on the wing. I think I will probably demote him to a winger as the game goes on. I think he'd be pretty good there. But he's a bit expensive to be using on the wing now, I think, if you haven't got all that much money.
So altogether, you've seen what the boys think of Martial. Feel free to give him a try and let us know what you think in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to sub, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.
See you later.